Hey everybody, welcome to Localite. Today we are discussing Encore Performing Arts, and with me in the studio is Heidi Kum, and she is the VP on the Board of Directors for Encore Performing Arts. And Heidi, it's a pleasure having you on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about what you guys do. What is Encore Performing Arts?
Encore Performing Arts is a local community theater group. We're a nonprofit organization, and we put together fun plays, big productions, free plays in the park. We do all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. So all of the actors are community members?
Absolutely. We're all volunteers who just love the theater and love to get involved with this type of stuff. Anybody can get involved if they're interested in either performing or being backstage. For every one person on stage, it takes 5 people backstage to put on a production. So
Really?
Even if you're not interested in being in the limelight and being out front, we always need volunteers to help behind the scenes.
So there's something somebody can do.
For everybody, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, how many productions do you guys generally do a year?
Typically, we'll do one fairly big production, and then we have been doing the free plays in the park, which we typically do in the summer, right around the middle of June. Which is just our way of giving back to the community, a free production for families to come out and enjoy. And then we have been doing historically in the past what we call a Broadway review, where we take a kind of a theme and then we make a compilation of Broadway songs to put together this Broadway review.
Okay, nice. So Encore Performing Arts, kind of a small organization, but you guys do actually some big, well-known plays.
We do, yes.
And what are some of those?
Well, there's actually right now there's 5 of us on the board. So again, like you said, it's a very small organization. But some of the big productions that we've done in the past is Annie. We did production of Annie, and we actually had one cast of adults, and then we had 2 separate casts of kids because it's pretty demanding, the schedule, and so we ran 2 weekends, and so one weekend we had one group of kids, and then the second weekend we had a second group of kids. But the adults all stayed as far as the same characters.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, probably a lot of work too. I mean, you had to juggle 2 casts.
We did, yes.
And with kids, I would imagine that even kind of makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yes, it was, and we had a lot of volunteer help with that. We actually had parents that we called kid wranglers to help us keep the kids in check and keep them entertained when they weren't on stage, and just to keep them going and keep them motivated to do their best while they're on stage.
Sure. Well, you mentioned the plays in the park. Now, are those the children's plays?
They are actually. They're geared towards children. Typically, it's adults that are acting in the plays. But it is interactive with the audience, so we will get kids up on stage to be part of the production.
So you'll call like from the audience?
We'll ask for volunteers. And,
really?
And at first they're a little timid, you know, there's maybe 1 or 2 or 3 that'll come up, but when the rest of them see how much fun it is, the next time we ask for it, it's like they rush the stage. And again, we have kid wranglers because you can only have so many kids on stage at once, and so we have to have people up there saying, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
But
once one comes, and the rest of them start wanting to come up.
Yeah, then they get a little
too.
more courage.
Yeah,
and,
strength in numbers.
Oh,
there.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, there was even a story of a little boy, I think like from San Diego or something.
Yes.
Tell me about this, because I thought this was a really cute story.
I was performing in the plays that we did last year, and the production that I was in was called Little Red and the Hoods. It was kind of a spin on Little Red Riding Hood, and the story was that there was this traveling theater group that got lost. And so we just happened to come upon this park full of people, and so we decided to put on this production of Little Red Riding Hood. And we would have kids come up on stage, and my brother was actually in it too, and he and I were the bad people. He was the big bad wolf, and I was helping him. And so we had kids come up to be scoundrels with us, and we had to take them backstage, and my brother had to, we stayed in character as we took them backstage, because at one point we had to take them backstage. And so my brother was a big bad wolf, so he was always grumpy, and they never wanted to talk to him. So I would talk to them, and I would ask them each where they were from, and one little boy was from San Diego, and I said, oh, we just love San Diego. I had a southern accent in that one. I said, we just love San Diego, and he's like, oh, do you think you guys are going to come down there and perform again? And it was so cute, because he totally thought we were this traveling entertainment group that traveled around, and it was pretty cute. It was great that he thought it was so believable.
Yeah. So at what point did you have to burst his bubble?
Well, when it was all done.
Yeah.
Then we go out and I don't know that we ever did, though. I think
really? He just kind of finally caught on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, we got to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk more about Encore Performing Arts and some of the things you guys have going on, as well as how the group kind of got started and everything. So we'll be right back, you guys, and stick around. So see you in just a minute.